Hello, welcome back to Steve's Corner. Whatever happened to personal service? You remember the daggone days of daggone full service gas stations? They'd check the air in your tires, your oil, check your antifreeze, pump, fill you up with gas, check your wiper blades. It was kind of like a mini inspection every time you went in. But they went to the self-service stuff, man, and you're still paying a ridiculous price for gas, but you ain't getting nowhere near the service. It used to be you'd go to certain places because you liked the service, but now they all got terrible service because we put up with it, I guess. What gets me is down here at this local big box stores, hardware store, lumber store stuff. But they don't have the first cashier in there. Not only do you got to go find your stuff, because you look on the floor and ask people and they don't know what they're doing, or either they don't want to help you. They find themselves conveniently gone, missing at the time. But you got to carry it up there. You got to check it out yourself. You got to take it out to your vehicle and load it up, and then you got to return the card. That's another story there. And you're paying the same price or more, then you ain't getting a cut in price. I know the profit levels are slim, but dadgummit, there's no need to be loyal to a certain store now, because you're getting the same ratty service no matter where you go. And as far as that returning cards, we got a grocery store up here called Aldi's, and you have to rent your card. You stick a little card in the chain there, and quarter in there, and it comes out. Then at the end of the day, you got to go back here, and once you connect it to, you get your quarter back. And I think that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of. And when I was a kid, I worked at a place down the street here. It was Rose's, and we used to go out from time to time. The guys that worked in the storeroom have to go out and collect carts and bring them back. You know what? They don't have very many entry-level jobs anymore, because they don't need that kind of stuff anymore. They're putting it all on the customer, and I think it sucks. I just don't. Nowadays, if I go in a place that has good service, I'm more likely to keep going back to that same place instead of trying something else out. It's not that I'm lazy or anything or expect anything from them, but I just think that's the way a business ought to be operated. You ought to be decent to your customer instead of allowing him to do every daggone thing. Won't be long, we'll be stocking the shelves and pricing things. I don't know. Back years ago, back in the 70s, they had a gas station over in Prince George there that was just sitting out in the middle of nowhere, but it didn't have no attendants to it. It was all automated at that time. Had a little cash slot you had to put your money in, and it would let you pump that much gas and it'd cut off. But they ended up closing down. It was way before its time, I guess. It would go over big nowadays. It might be a business proposition for somebody. But and you got to do stuff online so much nowadays. My daughter buys her glasses online, and I just don't know how you. Now what it is you can get 5 pair. You can pick out 5 pairs, send them to the house, and then you can pick out the best pair that fits your face, or you like the best, and send them back, or you can the rest of them back, or you can order 5 more to have them sent there. And to me, that's just a hassle. It's easier for me to go into the place and shop around and pick one while I'm there. My son was in a wedding here a year or so ago, and that was all done over the computer. All he had to do was stand in front of a camera, and somehow they got his size and sent him a tux, and it fit good. And then he just had to send it back, UPS. And that was great. But I don't know, man. I'd like to have a daggone full service gas station. I think it would help a lot of people. You got some older people maybe that aren't as mobile and active, don't keep up on the air in their tires and stuff. It would be a big help to them people. And young drivers coming up, and that's something they don't check often, their oil and stuff like that. It would be a big help to them. I just miss some of that a little bit of extra help when I'm in stores shopping if I have to look for something or whatever. And I hate checking out by myself. I think that's just the most ridiculous thing in the world. I just hate that. Heck, even the McDonald's over here, they got a kiosk you order from, and then they'll call up your number or whatever when it's ready. I just think I don't like that at all. But I guess it's great for this new generation. They love it, but I just can't get used to it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I was just thinking the other day, me and Connie were up in the store there, and it just, how things have changed over the years. Technology's great, but it ain't always the best option, I don't think. Sometimes you need human interaction. You know, if you got a problem, it's hard to argue against a daggone computer. And every time you have trouble in that self-checkout, you have to call for somebody. You wouldn't have that if you had a person there. I know they're trying to save a buck. It's a business decision. But I think it's a piss poor business decision. That might be why I don't own a business. I'd be broke. But hey, man, y'all enjoy your weekend. Take care, and we'll talk to y'all later.